Chuck DeVore is a retired Army intelligence officer. Chuck, what is our plan? What is our next move? And how do you feel about these 10 days of consistent strikes?
Well, Brian, I think that 10 days of strikes have two objectives. First of all, to open back that Strait of Hormuz so that oil can flow, and of course natural gas as well, and goods coming back in. About 2/3 of the oil pre-war is able to get out of the strait today, and of course Saudi Arabia and UAE are shipping some oil with pipelines that bypass the strait, right? Yeah. So that's number one. Number two, I think you're seeing the administration set the conditions to go after the heart of the terror death cult in Tehran.
Well, we blew up the IRGC bunkers, like the command post.
Right. Well, what you saw last night is we hit a command and control and radar center in the route between where the aircraft would go in Tehran. So with that blacked out, it would greatly improve the security of the mission to be able to hit Tehran.
So when they talk about ratcheting up, does that mean hitting the capital?
I think it may end up doing that, just that. And I think that the big tell will be, does Israel get involved? Because Israel has supreme intelligence when it comes to who's in charge and where do they live and work.
So you believe that China is giving some logistics, right? I mean, there's no way they'd be this accurate hitting elements on our bases, especially in Kuwait and especially now in Jordan.
So what China is doing is they're helping Iran, this is what I think, with their Beidou satellite system. It's a satellite navigation system very much like our GPS. Now, we've been able to jam GPS so that the Iranian missiles that use it have been going off target. But from what I've seen, they're getting more accurate, and that's likely because China has given them the code for this Beidou satellite navigation system.
Ukraine offered us their anti-drone technology and their drone technology. We're thinking about it. We should execute that plan, right?
Well, a big problem is we have to shift our mental gears, and we have to get away from just a few huge prime contractors that are used to building highly complex systems that take years and years and years to design and deploy. We have an ecosystem now with all kinds of amazing entrepreneurs all over the country who can take this on and begin to mass produce drones, I think, very efficiently.
Wouldn't it quicker just to use Ukraine? I mean, look what they've mastered. And they're stopping the Shahed drones that Iran gave to Russia.
I think it would be quicker to license some of the technology. They certainly need to use everything that they can to throw at Russia and try to prevail and force Putin to either back off or to force him out of power.
When people say this is an unnecessary war or a war of choice, what does Chuck DeVore say?
Yeah, you know, it's really, you know, you can't blame Americans for not wanting to have a war, right? For having 16 people killed. But it's really important to understand that what President Trump is doing is preventing a disaster from happening. Iran was working very diligently on increasing the range of their ballistic missiles, the accuracy and the reliability, and then mating that with a nuclear weapon. So because of Trump's actions to make sure that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, then New York and Chicago and Los Angeles and Houston won't be hit with a nuclear weapon.
Well, how about Brussels? How about London? Because they proved they can hit that. And now that we have this new liberal prime minister in the UK, and if he wants to be nice to Trump, the first thing he should say is, I'm not giving away Diego Garcia to China. Because he was going to do that, and we need that base.
Absolutely. That is a huge red line. We absolutely must have Diego Garcia not only to continue the effort against Iran, but also for deterrence against the People's Republic of China.
What is the big the difficulty militarily of just physically, kinetically opening up that strait?
Well, the difficulty is you have an enormous amount of real estate that is adjacent on the northern side, the Iranian side, that can hit the strait. And so with the technology that they have, with the drones, with those speedboats, all you need to do is just even damage a little bit of a ship. These ships are multi-billion dollars. The insurance companies do not want to cover those ships if they go in harm's way. And so it is difficult, short of a land invasion, which I don't think we should do.
But how about the Oman side of the strait? Haven't we showed that we could?
Well, we have, and I think that's why the shipping is up to 2/3 now.
Gotcha.
So it is getting there, but ideally you need to have the individuals in charge in Tehran no longer in charge. television, you may have seen Mujtaba Khamenei, the supreme leader, supposedly has fled the country. Now, that tells me that regime may be very fragile.
Well, you're an intelligence officer. That's the first time I heard that. He has fled the country. He likes to talk tough. Didn't even show up to his dad's funeral, we don't think.
Well, what's happening is all that tough talk is probably just the IRGC scribes putting words in his mouth.
The president didn't choose this war. Iran chose war on us. He's the first president to fight this war directly and not talk it through. Chuck DeVore, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Always appreciate it. Spain dominates Argentina. They win 1-0. They needed overtime. More on that in just a moment.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.